Alright, well I've got what I think is going to be an interesting fix here. We'll see if I can actually pull it off or not, but here I've got the front bezel to an Xbox 360 Elite, which is the same bezel as our front cover as the normal units, just black. But this is for my own personal unit, which I've already done a slight repair here with some super glue, because this snapped off, and this happened when I was taking the bezel off, because usually you try to put your finger in here and use this clip or push against this clip somehow to get this off. Now I feel like this is a common issue. I keep seeing these online with these covers missing for the USB, and I want to try to find a way to fix it. So I figured, alright, cool, I'll super glue this and it won't be a big deal. I'll just take these screws off and pop the spring back in, and it'll be good as new. But if you haven't noticed already, these aren't screws. This is molded plastic over this little bracket here. Why they didn't go through the extra effort to make these screws, I don't think we'll ever know, but that is our issue that we're dealing with. So what I'm going to try to do is I've got a couple of different ideas, one of which is, well, they all really involve cutting these off, and then lifting, I might even be able to pry it off and break the plastic, we'll see. I'm going to try to do it gently so I don't break any more of the bezel, but if I can break these off, I might just super glue this back down if I can't find a screw that is like a self-tapping, like a really, really tiny one. I know I've seen them, but I don't think I have any with me. But a really tiny screw that might be able to fit in there in case this ever happens again. But we're going to start with trying to just pry this off with a little flathead and see if this gives us any luck here. Just going to try. Well, there we go. That was easier than I thought. We'll see if the other one comes off just as easy. Alright. That was not bad at all. And one of the pieces of the plastic flew over here. I'm not sure if I can find it, but just to show you. Oh, there it is. This little piece right here. That's really all it was holding that metal bracket in place. So that was good, easier than I thought it would be. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to end up super gluing this back into place. I'm going to probably put some, let me see if this actually makes contact. I'm going to put it right along the edge here, maybe in this middle portion, but I almost don't want to make it too difficult to remove in the future. Oops. Let me get you in there a little bit. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. So you can't really see too much in there, but it does make contact. Just take my word for it. So what we're going to try doing, refocus there. Woo! For a ride. I'm going to try, first, I'm going to have to refit this thing into place. Get rid of my thing here. And we're going to have to put the spring in place too, which I think goes in like this. And then it just slides in there. So that should do it. Now the tricky part is going to be holding this down while the spring, is it the other piece of plastic there? No, it's not. While the spring pushes against everything. So I actually think I'm going to try using my little helping hands here to hold this. Yeah, to hold this in place. That's not going to fit, is it? I'm going to have to come up with some way keep that down. I wonder if we can try it. A little bit of tape. See if we can keep it in place that way. Tape it down there, and there. Well, it's holding it, so that's good. Luckily, the spring itself is not too strong. I'm going to put another piece of tape here, making sure it's not going to go where our bezel is going to be, which is right across here. That's looking good so far. And yeah, okay. So let's see how a little bit of super glue does here. Just spin this around the other way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my fingers over it while it dries just a little bit. Put some right along the edges there. Yeah, see, I feel like I could find some self-tapping screws that might be able to fit right in those teeny little holes, but you know what? In order to find those, I don't think would be very easy. So now we're going to hold that in place until our super glue dries. We'll give it about 30 seconds, and then I should be able to let go of it and let the tape take care of it. Just get my finger resting there, pressed it all the way down. It's been about 30 seconds. Okay, we're just going to let that sit for a while, and we'll come back and we'll take the tape off and see if that does the trick. Alright, well, it's been sitting for a bit over an hour now, so I'm going to try taking the tape off. And I did try testing this a little bit. It does seem like it's in good spot, so let's see how well this worked. So far, so good. Fingers crossed that this side comes off just as easy. Alright. We have springiness again. Let's see how this looks on this side. Not getting any movement from the hinge. That's doing pretty good. I have to be careful of that because of my super glue here, but I mean, that looks pretty darn good. And from this side, wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. So I think that's a successful repair. So if you come across one of these and you still happen to have the door and the hinges, you should be able to pop this off, glue the pieces back together, and glue this back on once you get it all assembled. Use some tape to keep it together, and good as new.